TestNG.
Yes.
Yes.
Your voice is dropping on and off actually. Even yesterday it was doing so, but right now it's doing so like your voice is dropping on and off.
Hold on. Is it fine now?
Yeah, it is fine now.
Okay. Look, we were talking about test and we'll be talking about TestNG, that is how to build the test cases. Okay. Till now we have just seen how to write simple script commands which will interact with the browser, right? But we haven't seen how to make test cases. Okay. And TestNG is the tool which will help us build test cases. All right. So it has to be installed inside Eclipse as a plugin. So what you need to do is that just go on Google and type TestNG Eclipse. You get this plugin, Eclipse TestNG plugin. Click on this.
Ashish, your voice is still dropping.
I don't know why it is happening. Um, I still don't know. Is it okay now?
Yeah, you can continue. Maybe I can let you know after a while.
It breaks that way.
It's still dropping actually.
Dropping in the sense it's cutting in between, or
Yes, cutting in between. In between, I cannot hear you. In between, your words are chopping off.
give me 2 minutes. Okay, just give me 5 minutes. Just I'm changing the network. Just give me 5 minutes.
Okay.
Today we are going to talk about TestNG as I told you, and I hope you're able to now. Right. The first thing is that you have to install TestNG as a plugin inside Eclipse. Okay. So just go to Google, type Eclipse TestNG plugin and website. Right. And you can click on the link over here, install the plugin, which is out here. Right. You click on and on the next page you will see this installation instructions, right? So basically what you need to do is that you need to go inside the help menu in Eclipse, right? And go to install new software, and when you click on install new software, you get a window like this, and in this window you need to copy this link and paste it over here, hit the enter, and it will fetch TestNG. Okay, it might take around 2, 3, or around 5 minutes to do so. Right. Once it comes up, you will see TestNG written over here. Right. You put a checkbox tick mark on it, click on next, 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 and it will get installed. Okay. Right. And your Eclipse will also restart. Maybe there is some error in between, so don't ignore that error. Okay, Eclipse will restart and TestNG will be installed inside Eclipse as a plugin. Okay, when you go to Window Show View and under Other, under Java, you will be able to see TestNG. If you see this, then that means TestNG has been installed successfully. You install TestNG and then you can start building test cases. How do you build test cases in TestNG? Okay, well, it's very simple. I'll make a new Java project. Okay, call it TestNG training. Okay, right. Next, finish. Right. Now, what I'll do is that under the source folder, I'll create a new package. Fine, call it test cases. Package is like a folder under the folder. Under the source folder, I will make a package known as test case, in which I will be keeping the test cases and all, and I will create a new class as by mobile phone test. Okay. So inside it, I have not kept any main function because in TestNG there are no main functions. Okay, in TestNG there are annotations. All right, you can create annotations like this. You can write at the rate test public void search on test. This at the rate test means that this function is a test. Okay, this at the rate test is an annotation. Right. You move the mouse over this, you will see the option to add TestNG library. It means that add the TestNG library into this project so that we can start using features of TestNG library. So you click on this and you will see that TestNG as a library has been added inside the project. Okay. Now you move the mouse over there and you will see the option to import the test class. Okay. You import this test is the internal class inside TestNG library, which we have imported, right? And this function becomes our test case. So out here, we actually write the Selenium code. The Selenium code is written out here, all right? And you can make multiple test annotations. Public void by or select on test. This becomes my second test case. Okay. Then add another test case like public void checkout. Right. Okay. So you have got three test cases in this class. Okay. And if you have to execute this, you can right click on this class. You will get the option run as TestNG test. Okay. If you don't get this, I'll tell you what to do, but let me just run it once. When I run it, it executes and it says that total test runs are 3, passes are 3, failures are 0, and skips are 0. And it gives you a diagrammatic format of reports as well, in which you have got 3 test cases. Right. Okay. I'll move these results over here next to console. All right, fine. Now, guys, one thing, if you right click on the file, you don't see the option run as TestNG test, then go to run configurations. Okay. And under run configurations, you can select TestNG and run it. Okay. By mobile phone test. You can run it from there. All right. Fine. Now you can write your Selenium code inside the test. So I can write over here system.out.println searching the phone. Okay. Then selecting the phone. Then checking out. Right. So you see all the three tests. It is printing all the three lines, checking out, searching the phone, selecting the phone. But the order is not the order from top to bottom. First executed the checking out one, which was supposed to be the last test. Then it is executing searching the phone, which was the first one. And then this okay, so it actually executes in order. All right. Don't think that the test cases will be executed from top to bottom. That is not going to happen. All right. If you want to prioritize them, if you want to execute them serially, then you have to mention the priority of the test case. Put a round bracket in front of the test annotation and hit the control S space. You will see all these options can be added for the test. I'll put the option priority over here. And I'll put priority equals to 1. For the next test case, I will mention priority as 2. Okay. And then priority as 3. Fine. So I have mentioned the priorities for all the test cases over here. Fine. And when we run this, that searching the phone, selecting the phone, and checking out. Now the order is correct. The order of execution is correct. All right. Fine. Now you can also do validations. All right. Validations means that you can validate something and pass or fail the test case. Okay. I'll create a new class over here known as validations test, right? In which I will just create one test case at the rate test public void validate test. Okay. Now in testing, generally what happens when you work with Selenium or in general testing, you have some expected value. Okay. And you have the actual value. When you work with Selenium, the expected value comes up maybe from an Excel file. It is your test data basically, or some other file. And the actual value Selenium will retrieve it from the web page. Suppose the title of the web page, the expected title you will be keeping inside a Excel file or a properties file, and the actual title you will be keeping it within. You will not be keeping it. You will be using Selenium to extract it. Okay. So if both of them don't match, you have to fail the test. All right. Suppose if this is ABC, then and this is ABC, both of them they are matching. So you have to pass the test case, right? So you have something known as assert class. Assert class is inbuilt inside testing. Okay. If you move the mouse over it, you won't be getting anything. Okay. But if you write assert dot, you will get a lot of functions. Okay. I will use the function assert equals. As soon as I select assert equals, the assert class is imported from TestNG. Make sure you import the assert class from TestNG, not JUnit. Okay. So you will see that this is imported, and you can mention the actual value first and then the expected value. So it will compare both of them or pass or fail the test case. If you run this, it says that total test cases run are 1, passes are 1, failures are 0, and skips are 0. Okay, right. And it means it has passed. Suppose I put a X over here. So now these two values, they don't match. And when you run this, see, it fails the test. Failures are 1. And if you go to this tab, which is results of running the validations test, if you select this out, you will see that it is failing. And you will see the expected ABC but was found ABC X. Right, it will be written over here. Now, one more thing, guys, if you just right click on the project and you refresh the project, you will see a test output folder generated by TestNG. This holds the reports of the running, the HTML reports. These reports are generated automatically by TestNG. You have to open index.html. Okay, I'll just copy the path of index.html and open it in a browser. These are the HTML reports generated by testing. These are not very user friendly and we do not use them. Okay, we use better reports like extent reports. Okay, TestNG is not used over here. Sorry, TestNG reports are not used. Every time you run the program, the old reports are lost, the newer ones are generated automatically. But they are not so effective, the default reports of TestNG. All right, fine. Now, this is how you can use assertions. Assert equals. There is one more command known as assert dot assert true, in which you have to mention a condition and a message. Now, what is this command? I can mention a message like say 7 greater than 2. And in the message, I can mention some failure message. Okay, right. Now, this command, it wants that whatever condition which you give out here should evaluate to true. If this condition 7 greater than 2 is evaluating to true, that means the assertion will pass. I am asserting true. But if it evaluates to false, if I write 7 greater than 12, this is false, then the test case will fail. See that failure is 1. And in the results, you will see that some failure message, okay, will come up written. Fine. So assert true asserts that this should evaluate to true. Okay. For example, we can use it in a practical way. You can call the function like is element present. You can send the XPath of the element over here. If this function returns you false, that the element is not present on the web page, then you can through a failure message that element is not found. Okay, so we will be doing this as well in the framework. We'll be using this one. All right, fine. And sometimes you are very sure that the test case has failed. Suppose you get a 404 error and you are very sure that fine, if the page is showing 404 not found, then you have to fail the test. Or you click on a link, nothing happens. You stay on the same page. Okay, you see that the title hasn't changed. So you are very sure that the test has failed. So to fail a test case deliberately, okay, you can use the direct command assert dot and you can give some failure message as per your convenience. So if you write like this, then the test will definitely fail with the failure message. Okay, and when you run this, you will see that it has failed and some failure message will be written over here. Okay, right. Uh, so message.